This is actually the first time I've streamed development in like a very long time, but good to be back. I always wanted to like get it into like a regular streaming regimen, but we're just gonna see how it goes this time, and then we'll see what happens from there. But um, yeah, no Lilith hat. Unfortunately, it's over there. But um, yeah, it doesn't fit because I have headphones on. So oh well. Anyways, so what I'm gonna be doing today, like I said, my thread was predictive aiming. So basically, how do I describe this? Basically, when you are pointing your hunter's pistol at a target that's moving really fast, you don't point at the target, you need to point ahead of the target to account for the travel time of the bullet, right? That's something that, well, my first experience of that is, hold on, I have to keep an eye on chat. Okay, we're good. Anyways, but yeah, I was first introduced to that in Armored Core, but that's pretty common in a lot of games. So we're gonna figure that out. And there's two factors I've been thinking about this all night. There's two factors. There is the speed of the target and the distance from the target. Both of these should factor how far ahead the player or the auto aim should lead the bullet, right? So we're gonna try and figure all that out. Akumu bullet hit scan is just less fun than projectiles. There's a reason why From Software bullets and arrows and stuff go so slow. Armored Core is a FromSoft game, that's correct. Anyways, let's keep going. And this is just a good algorithm to have. Like, I can use this in all future games, which is nice if I write it in a modular way. So yeah, we're gonna do that. So to start, we're gonna go into the cart pawn and go to the power up. I forget where this is. This is a use power up. Inventory pickup probably should be in use power up, whatever. So we're just gonna make every pickup only grant the hunter's pistol. Not doing really good wheels yet. Cloud of Wisdom did bring up homing projectiles, just less fun. Maybe that'll be no homing projectiles would be less fun for like a gun, but homing projectiles would definitely work for like them. There's homing magic, which is probably what that's going to be exclusive to. But for bullets, So, anyways, right. So the biggest problem right now is the cart pawn. The AI will crash the game if there's no targets. There's no nav points, so we got to fix that first. So that would be in the AI pawn. Anyways, also thank you for all the follows. Holy crap, this is the most I think viewers I've ever had ever. For someone who streams like once a month. Don't get your hopes up. Way less frequently than once a month. Anyways, we need to get the AI, which is in. This is a fork. This project is a fork or a branch or whatever you call it from Bloodborne PSX project file. So the hierarchy is based on Bloodborne PSX and not really Bloodborne Kart. Should be in blueprints, karts. Where the heck is my AI? Oh, in the AI folder. I'm too organized for my own good. Okay. Don't look at my code. It's awful. Do not look at the stream that I'm streaming. Whenever there's code on screen, you need to avert your eyes. Well, okay, that's not true. You can look at this. This is fine. But when the code looks like this, don't look at it and just pretend it looks better. Okay, we're good. And don't tell anyone off of Twitch either. My code is immaculately organized. I steam them all and comb them with my giant comb every night when I'm done. I just haven't gotten around to combing it yet, so that's why it looks like this. Anyway, so it's in here. This is where the crash is happening. There's an infinite loop happening, basically. So what we need to do is... If there's no kart manager, if there's no race manager, then it should not look for assets in the race manager, or else it will crash. So we need to find next waypoint. We need to find wherever this is referenced and not call it. It should be just once. Also, just let me know how mic volume's doing. I did mute desktop audio because I'm just streaming music. That's how I work. But I'm pretty sure I'd get muted because it's just like OST stuff. Lucretia's breakpoints. Yes. This is breakpoint. So I hit play. Well, let me save first. This might crash. I hit play. Didn't crash. Here's my breakpoint. Because it's going through the reference check, not getting a reference. So it's going to hopefully not crash. Please don't crash. All right. So we have a cart. I think the cart, the AI just goes... Oh, excuse me. I think the AI cart just goes forward, right? Yeah. And you're just going to boost into the wall. But that's fine. So what we're going to do is expand this. I'm kind of converting the AI to kind of just drive around randomly, just for testing purposes. So what I'm going to do is drop some waypoints down, or nav points they're called. So here's a beautiful nav point. And I'm actually going to remove enemies for now, or at least enemies on this side of the track. By enemies, of course, I mean like normal Bloodborne PSX enemies, not kart racer enemies. And we're going to try and just get the cart to go back and forth randomly. Sorry, just checking chat. Got to keep an eye on that. So, I've already made a mistake, which is referencing and sorting the nav points in the race manager. But if we're going to be doing battles, there's not going to be a race manager. It's going to be a battle manager, which I don't have yet. So what I'm going to do right now is offset this code into just the AI cart for now, and then we'll probably make a different manager later. Points. Hopefully this is just assembled in the construction script. Okay, so we can just copy and paste this. I think it's just all this. You know what? I think I'm overthinking this. I'm just going to I think I'm actually cool with having the cart just go forward for now. Beautiful. Actually, that is 100% replicable. So let's just drop a pickup. Oh, wild. Okay, we're gonna spawn the cart in the sky. There we go. Cool. And we're also going to extend the auto lock. Range. All right, so why isn't the lock-on zone registering? How it works is there's a big sphere. This big sphere, if a actor enters this sphere, it'll be like filtered and then registered as a potential lock-on candidate. And then there's a function that determines which candidate is best for the lock-on. This is exactly the same as how it works in Bloodborne PSX, except it is done automatically. So it's a kind of like a soft lock-on or an auto lock, I guess. But other than it just being automatic, it is identical to how Bloodborne PSX works. Now, for some reason, it's not, this enemy cart's not being registered, so we need to figure out why. Okay, so here's our breakpoint. Okay. It's being added to the candidates. So it does exist in the it's been registered. It's not being pulled though. So we need to look at find cart lock on candidate. Just firing every tick and don't tell anyone. Oh, it's probably being occluded for some reason. Basically, if the lock on candidate a potential candidate is being occluded. So we're just going to turn on visual debugging for the lock-on candidates. And actually, they both have, that's a bit confusing because the AI also has lock-on candidates, so we're just going to have it visible only for player characters. Debugging. Okay, so we are hitting something. We're hitting something at 0, 0. Strange. Are we hitting my collision? What is the sphere here? Okay, well, let's return what the hit component is. Okay, so our visibility check is returning a false positive. It thinks the cart is occluded, or the lock-on candidate is currently behind something, therefore we shouldn't target it. So we're gonna print it and see what it is. I know what it is. It is the pickup sphere. So the pickup object is being registered as a occluded obstacle. So we're going to go into the pickup, we're going to go into the sphere and remove the visibility check. I believe that should make it still operate like usual. All right, got picked up. So we should be cool. All right, so we're good now. So let me turn off all of the debugging stuff, or at least this. All right, perfect. So basically the blue sphere is eventually going to be the Bloodborne lock-on icon, right? Don't want to do that right now, but the blue sphere means that is the correct soft lock-on actor. So that's good. We're good. We have fixed the problem, and now I can actually show you the issue with the targeting. So basically, I aim. I'm playing in slow motion. The bullet's gonna go directly towards the sphere. There's actually, hold on, there's actually an issue with playing at slow motion. But we're gonna shoot, and the bullet's gonna go to where the target once was. So as you just saw, it missed. So we need to do prediction. So what we're gonna do is make a function in the universal function. I'm gonna make this is the Bloodborne PSX function library. I'm gonna make a Bloodborne Kart function library. Just so they're in separate categories. Excuse me. All right, so we're gonna do find predictive aim location. And we're going to put in some variables. We're going to do projectile speed. Unreal Engine might have this already. Actually, there's predictive. Wait, this is the one I just made, right? Okay, cool. This is for arc. Yeah, okay. So that I've actually used that for Spider-Man VR. It's very handy, but not what we need. So we're going to do projectile speed. We're going to do target velocity. I guess I should do target velocity, so that'd be a vector, and then am I allowed to put spaces in these? I guess I am. They make me, I don't like spaces. And then distance to target. I think those are the only variables we need to be able to do this. And I guess I'll do target location. We should calculate distance to target in the function. So this should be target location. And we should probably do target location and origin, or all right, so we're gonna do target location. I don't know if origin's the right word. We can rename it later, it doesn't matter. All right, so origin location, target velocity, projectile speed. And let us just do this on tick for now. Just so we can review it, right? Okay, so look at that beautiful function we just wrote. Thank you for all the follows. I can't keep up. Okay, so Uh, the bullet, we can just grab bullet speed and plug that in manually. It's at 6,000, which is a bit fast, but hey, it registers. I think it does. We need to get our soft lock on actor. If the soft lock on actor is valid, we can get the actor location. Oh, get Baka. Target location. Origin location is just get this pawn's actor location, projectile speed, then we need to get velocity. Plug that in. Should be all we need to be able to predict a location. Leo's asking if I should upload this to YouTube. Good question. I don't know yet. And if yes, hello, YouTube of the future. Good to have you here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, etc. All right, so now that we're in here, we are going to draw some data. I love drawing data. What color should our predictive aim location be? Probably yellow. Gives off predictive aim location gives off yellow vibes, if I'm going to be honest. So this is obvious. Line start, line ends. Right, and then we're going to get, we're going to normalize, and we're going to get length. Target location, we're going to multiply, we're going to add a vector, and then we're going to multiply the angle of velocity. Angle of the velocity by the, what the heck is this? Get length. I believe this is inefficient. I think we should just add velocity. I think we're going to multiply velocity by 1 so we can tweak it later, I believe. And then well, just to start, let's see how this looks right now. Okay, so there's our targeting line. Let's make it a little bit thicker. All right, so there's that's what our function does right now. It draws a yellow line. Now what we're going to do is add our we're going to offset our target location by the velocity of the target. And let's tidy up our, this is already turning into spaghetti. Let's start. And for some reason the arrow size is like weirdly tiny. You have to make it like 50,000 for it to be like a normal size. You think that'd be like 5 or something, but whatever. Okay. So that's, yeah, don't worry about that. Let's make it like 220,000. Okay, what is going on here? Is it because I believe we're getting 2 because oh, okay. We're getting 2 because the enemy AI is also registering. Because the enemy AI is using the same pawn, so we're just gonna make sure that this will only fire for right now, just for debugging purposes, for the player pawn and not for the AI card. I guess that where the confusion was. Okie dokie. Then we're just gonna draw a point at the predictive location, which will also be yellow. A bit big of a line. Excuse me. So you see the yellow box in front of the car. That will basically, that yellow box is where the bullet should be aiming, right? Speaking of, we need to output. We're gonna rename this to find projectile velocity aim offs. Would probably be the best way of naming that. Anyways, so, and then this will be the predictive location. Okay. Real Mr. Nanner asked, "Is this what's going on?" So this is a refresher for people who are filtering in still. I'm building a predictive algorithm, a function that will basically make the player auto aim ahead of the car, so the projectile won't trail behind them if you're just aiming straight at it, right? So that's what I'm doing right now. So, should be in use power up. I wonder if I can make this a pure cast or a pure function. I probably could. Whatever. Where is spawn projectile? Okay, so let's plug this in. I already forgot what I renamed this function to. Projectile velocity and offset. Could I make this pure? We could this could totally be pure. Let's make this pure. We don't need no execute function. Look at that. Look at that pure function. It is so pure. Let's grab all this stuff. Hello? Copy pasta. Thorby is fascinated by the visual scripting software, I guess, middleware. I don't know what you'd call it. It's called Blueprints. But yes, coding like this, like that's one method of doing it. But visual scripting is a lot more visual, obviously, as the name implies, which is how I'm able to code. I can't really hard code like in Visual Studio, Nightmare, but yeah. Anyways, so so instead of just getting the location of the target and making the bullet spawn rotating to face that target, we're going to get the target, feed it through our function, and then plug it in. and just for now hard code our projectile speed to 6,000 because all bullets travel at 6,000. Leo is asking if blueprints are difficult to learn. Yeah, but for me anyway, as a visual learner, it was easier for me to learn than hard coding. If that helps at all. I think this is set up properly. So now, still doesn't work. I think this is all we need. Now we just need to fine tune the numbers. But never mind. Why is the velocity not registering? Because target velocity is referencing the wrong thing. Okay, here we go. I plugged the data in incorrectly. Okay. Does the pause button work? Okay. I need to map a debug function. Right now, I'm just mapping a function that pauses the game, or a keystroke. Because you can't pause FromSoft games, or at least Bloodborne and Dark Souls. Okay. And we turn on execute while paused. Don't crash on me. Okay, thank you. Okay, so can we pause now? Perfect. Okay, so as you can see, the bullet is leading the target now, so that's good. The issue is that it's probably still going to miss because I just hard-coded a value in. I just said, shoot ahead of the target by X amount of Unreal units. And that needs to change depending on two different factors, which is the speed of the target. Three factors. The speed of the target, the distance between the target, the travel time of the bullet, and the speed of the bullet. Luckily, speed of the bullet's very easy. That's 6,000. So we figured that out. So we only got the other two to figure out. Of course, we can't unpause when we're in debug camera mode. It's pretty close though. But basically what I plan on doing right now is kind of just like reversing. I think that we're gonna like reverse it. So I'm going to just tune these numbers because this is a 100% replicatable this is the same every time I fire that bullet. That all the data is the same. The distance between the target and the speed of the target is the same. So we can just dial these numbers in until I eventually hit it, and then we can print what those values are, and we can work from there. So I'm kind of just tweaking this dial right now. Does your speed change things? Says Skillful Monk. Asks Skillful Monk. Right now, no. The bullet does not. The speed of the bullet does not change depending on how fast the player is moving. If that makes sense. I could do that, but it seems maybe we can do that. Who knows? But right now it doesn't. Just dialing this in. Until we hit this target. Let me move chat up a little bit. Cool. Okay. Maybe they can take the text a little bigger so it's easier to see. Come on. Huh. It's kind of hard to tell because the resolution's so low. The bullet kind of disappears. Got it. Cool. All right, so that is our predictive system working, and will only work in this situation. But it should hit every time. Yeah. Cool. 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 All right. So now we're just going to print this data. The speed should be like 20,000. I forget how much. But anyways, we subtract our two locations and then just get back to length, plug that in. So our distance is 1,268. There should be some slight variance. That's 1,400. It's almost 1,200. Should be closer to, that's 1,500, and it missed. Okay, so we know projectile speed is 6,000. Excuse me. And the target velocity. So let's just do target velocity for now, but let's print both. So right now the target velocity is, I should actually, hold on, let me label these. So this is target velocity, and this is distance to target. Target velocity is 2,000. Oh, I was close. Or 2060. It should always be 2060 because the carts go in the same time. Yeah. So right now we know that so we're multiplying the velocity, we're shortening the velocity by 80%. And that is our value. So when the cart is going at 2060 units per second at a distance of somewhere between 12 to 1,500 units, I should actually. Let me print this data. I need to print more data. So predictive. So this should just be the length. I am loving all of the Bloodborne spin-off games. I would like to see more. Okay, so when the distance to the target is somewhere between 12 to 1400 units, and the target is going at 2060 units per second, the offset needs to aim 412 units ahead of the actual target for the bullet to hit, which is going at 6,000 units. The target is 6,000, right? So we know that much. So basically, in a race, and we fire the gun, and all those parameters are correct, all those parameters line up correctly, we will hit the target every time. That's never going to happen. So we need those parameters to change depending on different speeds and different distances. So we're just going to do it one at a time. So, let's make why is everything so stretched? Don't look at this code. Sorry. So Bloodborne Tactics would be great. I love the idea of Bloodborne Tactics. What's our max speed? Our max speed is 25. Or our default speed is 25. Probably make this a variable, whatever. Alright, so let's cut this in half. Okay. Skillful Monk is asking for the name of this formula. I don't know. I'm not a nerd. That's still a hit. Why is it hitting? It shouldn't be hitting. It should be missing. This is a big problem. My thing is working without all the variables tuned yet. No, it's not. Actually, no, it is already scaling. So this might be tuned already. It's not a coincidence. The distance is automatically scaling. I didn't normalize the vector first. So the vector, this velocity, this number is currently changing. This number, which is currently the value of how far forward the player or the auto aim should aim ahead of the target, is not a normalized vector. So it is actually changing based on the speed of the kart already. So let's keep testing. If it keeps hitting, then this is good. We only need to scale one more value, which is the distance. So I have too many. Okay, let's make the kart faster. Here, actually, let me just print this out. Or let me take some screenshots. MS Paint, my favorite debugging tool. Okay, so that was at. Wait, is this printed? Cool. So we're just gonna shift here. Okay. This is the car going super slow. What was the default speed? It was 25, right? I should remember that. I should write that down somewhere. Stop boosting. Let me turn off AI boosting. 1 second. It's messing up. It's messing with my speed. Nope, that's the AI for regular. That's NPC Hunter AI. Yeah, we're just gonna turn off boosting for now. Okay. So let's print this data. All right, so you can see right here the different distances, right? So this is the horizontal line is the distance. So here. So this means that yeah, that's correct. Okay. So the cart here was going actually. Whoops. Almost exactly half speed on the bottom one. And therefore the prediction is half in length. So this is actually pretty decent. We're doing pretty good already. So this length right here on the top one is 425, right? Because that's being printed right here. And then the bottom one is 215. So, Akumu, I'll talk to you later. Nice to hang out. Or thank you for hanging out. So it's 425 divided by 2 is 212, 215, close enough. So that's good. But this will only work at right now, this will only work at a distance of around 1300 units. So if we get closer, it's probably not going to work. I'm actually going to save this. Athena is asking if I have checked out UE5 yet. I have not. I'm waiting. I don't want to upgrade. I don't like upgrading engine versions halfway through development of something. So next project, I'll pick it up. So if we put ourselves way closer, or actually let's do farther. probably too far for my soft lock to find. Let's just make it a little bit bigger. So now this would probably miss. That missed. Because we have not. So this missed because distance to target does not alter the offset amount. We're farther away, the offset amount should be bigger to compensate for that, right? So that's what we're gonna do now. So let's input the information we do know. So the distance is 1290. So at distance of 1290, the value should be 0.2. We should multiply the length by 80%. Or lower the distance, 0.2. Lower the distance by 80%. I'm so sorry. Lower the velocity, the speed of the target is 1,000 units. We lower that by 80%. So instead of 1,000 units, it's 200 units. Math, simple math. I can do that. And then we take 200 and offset our aim prediction by 200 units in front of the enemy cart. And then we shoot, right? And it will hit. If we're at a distance of 1290 units, I think that's centimeter. I don't know. It doesn't matter. 1290 Unreal units. So at 1290, our value should be at 20%. So we don't know what the other distances should be. So at a distance of 2000, right, we missed. So let us just plug some numbers in. Let's just turn those dials until they fit. So at 393, let's just double it and then see how that works. Measuring height in Unreal units, yeah. How tall is Lilith in Unreal units? I'll never know. I mean, I guess I could find out if I wanted to, but whatever. Come on, slow car. Did that fucking work on my first try? Excuse my language. Huh. Yeah, let's call it. Ha! Check that out. That one missed! Because the target velocity returns 0. That's so strange. Why did look at this. Target velocity is 0. Why is it returning? What happened? Basically, the system is thinking that the enemy cart is standing still when that's just not true. Also, this is clamped, so let's make it unclamped. This is just a bad node or the incorrect. No. What? Okay. Oh, I'm a silly Billy. It's returning 0 because it's not plugged in. There we go. Okay, we should be good now. There was just my debugging tools was outputting incorrect information. So now we need to know if I think that is going ahead. It's kind of hard to tell. That's the point. I think it's just slightly off. It's like missing it by like a hair. I think it is too far forward, so let's do 0.39. I think the numbers were slightly off. Okay, 0.38. 0.25. Let's It's kind of hard to tell when the hecking cart is. I think we're still leading. Okay, we're still too far. So let's do 0.33. Fascinating. Looks like we're oh, the bullet hit already. We're still in front of the cart, no? Little crux. Talk to you later. Or I'll see you later. Or whatever. Oh, no, it's just cool. Okay. Mm-hmm. And now let's make sure our other distance is still working. We're just tuning these dials right now. Cool. Now I'm going to actually change the I'm going to add this data from yes. Okay. So wherever I'm displaying the blue sphere, I'm going to add the blue the blue lock-on sphere. I'm going to add the predictive location as well. So we can actually see it updating in real time. Oh, excuse me. Let's clean this up a little bit while I'm here. This is all temporary code anyways. And I actually mean that this time because this blue sphere will just refuse to render on a packaged build. because it's a debug sphere, right? So, any please. Jail it, I mean it. Dang it, I should have put a darkened background on the comments. Oh well, next time. If there was next time. So we still need to tune the projectile speed. But let's just make sure this is working. So now it should just... Oh my. 1 second. Turn this off. Debugging. Okay, so that blue line is... Let me make it an arrow. Should I make it an arrow? The point's fine. Okay, so basically that is our debug visualizer for the velocity aim offset. So let's go into our April Fool's track, which is like broken and missing assets because I made it over a year ago at this point. And hopefully... Cool. Hold on, let me full screen. All right, so you see the blue square in front of the circle now? That is our predictive velocity. And as we get farther away, the line gets bigger, and as we get closer, the distance gets smaller, hopefully. So, and let's give the bullet, let's give the, just for now, let's give the Hunter's Pistol 333 bullets. Basically, if you see the target explode in particles, in sparks, that means it was a successful hit. You missed that one. But I think that was just because the velocity. If the velocity changes partway through the travel time, then it will miss, obviously, right? Because it's predictive. It's not. It's not. It can't tell the future though, right? Um. So that's fine. It won't hit 100% of the time unless it's homing in. But this seems to be doing pretty good. That one missed. How did that miss? I was right next to you. Heck yeah. This is pretty good. When the targets are super far away and the travel time is and the prediction length is very long, it makes sense that it would miss because there's just more time for the target to. What's going on here? I lied. None of these are hitting now. Hmm. Oh, that one did hit. Sick. Okay. This is. All right. So someone did recommend making the giant sphere the prediction target, not the dot. So that's correct. We should switch those around. Um, so let's do that. It's 8. Just lost my sphere. Super far distance are still hitting. Yeah, so when if you're shooting in the middle of a turn, like I said, right, this system can't predict the future. It can't go, oh, this card's going to turn in the middle. I mean, it's AI, so maybe I could, but this card is going to turn after I shoot, therefore I should alter my prediction. That's impossible, right? So like, it's not going to hit 100% of the time, which is fine. Um, I think this is good enough though. All right, let's get a video out for the Twitter thread. Take two. Sometimes it takes like 10 takes before I have a good enough video for the Twitter thread. Super behind the scenes. Oh, shot right out of the sky. Oh, heck yeah. All right, that one's good enough to post. I am going to post it off screen though because, you know, it's my Twitter account. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good. Alrighty, so what we're gonna do next is we're not done. The velocity, the distance needs to change based on the speed of the projectile, and there's gonna be more than one gun. I want to do the minigun as well. So it's not gonna be for today's stream, but the minigun bullets might be at a different speed. They might not be. It's still like the professional thing to do. Even if all the bullets in the game are 6,000 and we just coded it to 6,000, let's just add support for different bullet speeds. I feel like that's a good thing to do. But I'm gonna take a power break, so I'll be right back. And we're back. Hello. Yeah, so let's go back to our one second. Our arena. And keep this algorithm going. So, right. So basically this only works right now with a projectile speed of 6,000. I'm assuming units per second. What am I doing right now? Right, so we're going to make the bullet projectile speed 3,000. And it should miss now. And these are hard-coded, so I'm going to change all these. Here we go. So these are all going to miss now, no matter what distance. All right, so that's very obviously going to miss because it's at 3,000. So we need to also factor this into it. So now we're actually going to drag this off. Back a little bit. We're gonna plug all this back in. Actually, let me put a show debug. So many follows. Gosh, thank you everyone. um, hmm. I'm trying to think how best to do this. We don't need that. This is overkill. Sometimes I like try to be too smart when I code stuff, um, which can be really annoying at times. Anyways, we'll just hard code the numbers for now. And anyways, so once again, we know at 6,000, we're gonna do another multiplication. Sorry, multiply. So we know when the projectile speed is 6,000. When the projectile speed is 6,000, do not alter the travel distance, right? But when the projectile speed is 3,000, we should make the travel distance longer. So let's just using a linear graph, plotting this linearly. If the projectile is moving at half speed, it should probably aim twice as far ahead, right? So we're going to take the distance and multiply it by 2 if it's at 3,000. And we'll see how that goes. That's not always the case. Physics is weird. But, I mean, I guess the bullet's not really physics, it's the bullets. Whatever. Sometimes that doesn't always happen. No, I absolutely don't. It might be, yeah, it might not be a linear graph. So let's do, it might be exponential. Whatever. Let's just keep dialing. Let's just keep turning the dials until it works. That is not being shot towards the. I know why. I said I'd hard code this, and I just didn't. I am a baka. Okay. So this actually needs to be a scalable value. So we're going to go into our power up graph. No. Car power up list. Okay, so we're going to add a new variable. Which is projectile speed. Not all. I didn't want to add this because not all power ups have projectiles. Like, for example, the whirly gig wheels. There's only 2 for now. And there's probably going to be melee weapons as well. Those won't have projectile speed. But if there is projectile speed, it will pull from this data right here. So it seems it's like it would. It seems inefficient. I don't know. But whatever. So let's go back into this, and we're going to grab projectile speed, and just plug that in here. And then we're going to set the speed of the projectile, hold initial speed. What am I doing? I'll tidy this up later. I promise. I promise. Okay. Don't you just love just caking on more and more variables to your structs? That doesn't cause any engine problems. That doesn't... Unreal Engine 4, I would never suggest it has some cruft in it related to structs. Okay, so let's see. Just okay. Let's plug this into our prediction. Projectile speed. Okay, so now everything is correctly being read from data. Nothing is being hard-coded anymore. Everything is plugged in. So that's good. I don't know if hard-coded is the right word, but whatever. The Meme Messiah asked, as someone who does Unity professionally, how hard would it be? How hard would you say it would be to get a foundation of understanding Unreal? Probably not that hard. They're both, if I'm not mistaken, Unity is also C++, right? So, if you're talking specifically from hard coding in Unity to using blueprints in Unreal Engine, there would be a curve, but if you know how to code, like it's all, it's all the same thing. Looks like we got Stephanie Sterling in chat, if I'm reading that correctly. Thank you for the eyeshadow compliment. Also, Super Panda, yes, absolutely. Learn one language, learn them all. You learn one language, you learn them all. Programming languages. All right, so let me print this actually. Let me just print this data, the projectile speed. So the prediction is broken right now because we're trying to get projectile speed working. I'm just making sure it's all working. I can't talk right now. I'm focusing. 6,000. Okay. And is this? I guess we can easily find out by just making the speed like. I'm just making sure that it is correctly. That the system is correctly getting the projectile speed of the power up from the spreadsheet and applying it to the bullet. Because if it's not, then we have a problem. So let me just make the hunter's pistol speed like 60 instead of 6,000. And then if the bullet goes insanely slow, then we know that it is correctly working. That is not the case. How do we change the initial speed of a projectile in the construction script? I think we need to do it in the projectiles construction script. So let's try that. Every time I say initial speed, it reminds me of initial D. Yeah, Holly gets it. Okay. This person gets it. All right, so I just exposed a new variable. So in power-ups, we now have refresh. What? Oh, let me let me compile my code first. Silly me. What a goober, forgetting to compile my code. There's our initial speed. Okay, so let's plug that in. Don't look at my code when it's messy. Okay. Hopefully this works now. SMH computer so slow. There we go. That's a slow bullet. Bullet time bullets. Okay. So now if we go into the spreadsheet and set it to 6,000, I should have put a dark background on the chat. Oh, cool. Yeah, take that. Okay, I'm done shooting the the target. So let us plug the correct information in now. Okay, everything should be final now. Click on. Uh-huh. Okay. I think we're good. Ah, excuse me. Deja vu. I was been in this place before. That's it, right? Oh. No, so that's the function right there. Alrighty. I think we're good. All right, so we can get back to testing now that I've got everything working correctly. Okay. So we're gonna make the bullet travel at half speed, and at half speed, it's going to multiply the predictive distance by 2. That seems correct, right? I feel like that would be correct. Let's try that again. I missed my cue. Okay, that seems good. Now let's do it even farther away. Come on! Okay. Why is selecting things so freaking hard sometimes? Okay. Ah! It's not working when the cart is like doing the I'm damaged shake because that's messing with the prediction system. Because the cart's moving erratically in different directions. Probably fix that, but not for today. The meme site currently is asking if there's going to be like a random spread for missing. Right now, it's just going to be 100% accurate, with the fact that you will miss if the cart's velocity via both speed and direction change during the travel time. So if you shoot and they slam the brakes, or if you shoot and then they turn, it'll miss, right? So it won't be 100%, is what I'm saying. So hopefully that will be a little bit of a balance. But maybe we can add a random spread later. But that seems very not Bloodborne-y. Unless it's like for the single shot weapons, right? The single shotguns. Obviously, the shotgun has a spread, which we're gonna get the shotgun. But not today. All right, so let's keep testing. So let's do long distance with low speed. Means yes, shots are So what I just described means that shots are dodgeable. So let's make the cart go. Our target cart go really slow. This is pretty good. Heck yeah. Okay, and then if we do long distance with a normal speed bullet. Cool. Now let's do a high speed bullet. So instead of 6,000, it's 9,000. Yeah, that should just be like, oh, we're missing. Why are we missing? I mean, we're probably never going to have it at 9,000, so I'm just going to pretend I didn't see that. Why are we missing? Where the heck is my tick? There we go. Because 9,000 is 0. We need this to be a curve, not a linear line. Either we program this to be a curve, not a linear line, or we just never have anything go faster than 6,000. And we don't do any more work. So I'm going to do the second one because I'm lazy. And this will just be our little secret. Like I could spend like hours and hours and hours getting a totally accurate like velocity prediction system if I was gonna like, I don't know, like sell it on the marketplace, but just for Bloodborne Kart and maybe potentially some future games, we'll see. But yes, anyways, yeah. So I'm just gonna take the lazy or realistic route as Super Panda. So gracefully put it. But for now, I'm gonna call it done. It can always be tweaked later, but I don't want to spend all stream just tweaking. How long have we been live for? Almost 2 hours. All right, cool. But we're just gonna keep going. To I am math, paint math. We're gonna keep going to we're gonna try visceral attacks or visceral boosts as they're called. Right now they only work on enemies, like normal enemies. So I'm lost. I'm lost in my code. Okay. We gotta keep these tabs down or I just like get overwhelmed and sad. Okay. Alrighty, cakes. So what we need to do now is staggers or whatever it's called. When you shoot an enemy, it's not a visceral. Visceral is the actual stab you with the hand, but before that, it's called a stagger, right? So I need to code in staggers for the cart pawn. So right now, I'm just gonna hard code it. I have it hard coded to a keystroke. Right now, you press C and you take damage, right? I'm so sorry, Hunter. But so so I'm just gonna map the visceral or the stagger and the key, all that to just a keystroke. It'll be fine. It's okay. I save every 5 seconds. So where were we? Oh yeah, like the wallpaper, Super Panda. My friend drew that. I don't know if I should call it that person. Oh, whatever. Anyway, so the artist's name is Janet Huang, I believe. For the background art, very good piece of art. She just posted it on Twitter, and I was like, "Oh, I just made it my background. It's really good." But we are doing visceral. So let me look at how I coded it for the regular enemies. I have an idea, but I just want to be sure. Test cart test. Cozy got a lot of warm colors. Excuse me. This is the Bloodborne PSX. So when we're damaged by a bullet projectile, let's look at werewolf. Stagger. Is this done on the? Oh, okay. Okay, it's called being countered in the code base, so we're not going to use stagger, we're going to say countered. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but it's all in the back end, so no one's going to see it, except for all of you. So so we're gonna make a new variable. We're gonna make some new variables. So is countered. And is counterable. Oops, wrong variable, or wrong actor. So we have is counter which is when the enemy is going like, and they have a giant spinning R1 over their head, right? Is counterable is when they're in the middle of an attack for a default enemy, right? They are in a counterable state when they get hit while is counterable is true. they do their stag or they do their countered animation, and is counter is set to true. Super confusing. And we're gonna put both of these in is statements. Let me retweet my streaming post. So we keep while this is done on the child side, not the parent class. Okay, so in debug, we're just gonna set is counterable to true. I might remove is counterable and just read. So right now, when you get shot, when you get hit with a bullet while drifting and while boosting, that will trigger the R1 prompt or the X prompt, like it is in Bloodborne Kart. Because you're gonna have to, it's a boost visceral, right? So you press boost, you boost into someone, and then you get your visceral. That's how the visceral works. So I might do that instead, but for now, we're just gonna do is counterable. We're just gonna set that to true. And then on the damage side, which is a different graph, damage, here we go. Speed check. This goes all the way back. Okay, that's fine. So we do, I think any type of damage would trigger it. Would it just be like, well, whatever. For now, there won't be any check. Just if you're damaged in any way, it will trigger like via a sword hit, or sorry, a sword, a cleaver hit, or a cane hit, or an axe, or a pistol bullet, or fire. All of them will trigger a visceral state, a countered state. For now, we could fix that later. Because I think the only damage is bullet. Oh, we should do it now. Okay, we'll do it now. So if the damage type is bullet, if it's not bullet, just keep going. If it is bullet, it should be after the effects, huh? Let's do it after the effects. All right, so ignore my code, ignore my code, ignore my code, ignore my code. Okay, so ignore my code. Okay, so if we're hit with a bullet, let's just print it for now, just to make sure it's working. Hit by bullet. So if we shoot the enemy, hit by bullet. Okay. We're also gonna do my debug damage. The damage type will be bullet. Okay. Alrighty, so da, 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 da. we're gonna add. I'm lost again. I'm lost. Okay, we are going to. All right. So a quick explanation for this because this was programmed yesterday. There's something called the damage threshold. So every time you get hurt, the amount of damage you take is added to a pool or a variable, right? So you take 50 damage, your damage threshold is 50. If you take 50 more damage, your damage threshold is 100. If you take 200 more damage, your damage threshold is 300. And then after a second, it gets reset to 0. And that's when you're in the like, oh, I'm hurt state. So, and the damage threshold determines how much you're slowed down. And if the damage threshold is larger than 200, it will stop you completely and your character will spin in place. So I want, when you're in a visceral state, when you're in a countered state, you should be in place. So I'm going to artificially inflate the damage threshold when you are countered to 200. Or I'm going to artificially set the damage threshold to 200. Yes. And then we're going to play the countered noise. What is that noise called? I might just grab it from the werewolf. The iconic stock countered noise. Kill chance. I'm gonna make this a Q. Yag.wave, of course. My post that on Twitter. I'll credit you. If I remember. I'll probably forget. Kill chance. We're gonna make this. This is gonna be positional. Not like left right audio, but if you're close, you'll hear it. Basically, if a AI enemy performs a counter on another AI enemy like a mile away, you don't want to hear that, right? So it's going to be tied to the location of the player, of the racer who caused the counter to happen. So that's why I'm making it positional, basically. For those curious. Habit. So that would be the damage causer. So that would be are you planning? I'm asking if I've been asked if for online multiplayer. Basically, at the very best, it would be just like Bloodborne PSX, where it's local split screen that can be played online via a third-party app like Parsec. At the very worst, no multiplayer at all. That's the realm we're in. Hopefully, we can get multiplayer. We can get local split screen plus online via Parsec in. But I don't want to promise anything yet. Okay, so and then we're going to spawn the visceral prompt. Which is just a blueprint of a spinning X. Not an R1, it's X in Bloodborne Kart. I really wanted it to be R1, but whatever, can't do it. Capsule half height. This isn't a capsule, this is a sphere. Oh, we can get radius. And then we promote that to variable. is countered. We set is countered to true. So we just got hit with a bullet. We just got countered. So is countered is true. Oh shoot, when we do is counterable. So if you're hit with a bullet while you're in a counterable state, you become countered. I should have named these better. Oh well. So that's correct. Also, we're going to promote the visceral prompt to a variable. And yes, absolutely, networking makes me sad too. Online network structured functionality, whatever you call it. It's I hate it. Okay, that's correct. And then once that is done, this code is messy. So you're telling me if one of the bracers was a counter from the hit board game counters, you could counter. Excuse me. Hypothetically speaking, absolutely. Okay, so when in Bloodborne Kart, when you're damaged, you're put in a damage state for a set amount of time, which is changes depending on the severity of the damage, and that is signified by the character going like ah, and the cart is waving or like spinning, right? So once that is done, we are going to remove the countered state and the visceral prompts. You won't be able to visceral them after that moment, right? So if you're countered, when the time is up, when the damage time is up, and you are in a oh and you currently are being countered, we're gonna set countered to false, and then we're going to grab the visceral prompts, do a check if it's valid, and if it is so valid, we are going to destroy it. Or it's an actor, right? Yeah, okay. It is a child actor, not a component. Cards run on Steam. Steampunk. There's our beautiful prompt. Too low. Let's make it a little bit higher. Ba, 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 ba. So we're gonna add another, I don't know, 100. Okay, that time needs to be way longer. So if you're countered, this is getting very messy very quickly. Oh well. The damage time, let's make it like 2.5 seconds. That's good, right? Like we're driving, got countered. Oh, hold on. We need to attach this thing. Silly me. Let's attach it. So we're driving. No, I'm curious if like a player will see this and think that the X button prompt is for them, right? So let's make it so if this is easy, let's make it so the owner cannot see it. And I believe the owner, I think this hopefully works. Let's find out. So owner no see. I love the grammar for this. Owner no see, and owner only see. But hopefully this makes it invisible. It doesn't. Beautiful. Because we need to set the owner to be instigator. Owner needs to be self. All right, try this again. Okay. Hopefully this is the case. So we can't see anymore, but other players would be able to see it. Now let's test that. Let's just set is counterable to always be true. Okay. So just whenever anyone takes damage, they'll become visceral for the sake of debugging, right? Actually, yeah, sure. Cool. And then you press, so basically, so X is boost. No, it's not. Square is boost. I'm using this wrong prompt. It's not X, it should be square. Because square is boost, not X. Let's change the button prompt. I made an oopsie. You are square. Have you nailed down the writer lineup yet? No. But obviously, Father Gascoigne, the doll, Eileen the Crow, those are all going to be in. I want to do now in terms of the other ones. None of these, all of this is subject to change, but I want to do 3 messengers in a car. That'd be really funny. I'd love to do that, and maybe some of the enemies as well, just like the werewolf and the troll and the Yarnamite, as cards. That'd be fun. And then there's like final boss and like the secret, the final boss in Bloodborne PSX, which I won't say here, and the secret enemy, or some of the secret enemies. Maybe they might be better as a track hazard rather than a racer, or they could be both or neither. Gurman probably, like in the wheelchair. Like I have to do that. Anyways, I need to get back to cart test. Mother Gascoigne is dead. And yes, Rexy, I totally understand. Um, what the heck was I doing? Right. So we need to make this square because boost is square now. Sorry, box. I made these button prompts myself. I'm kind of proud of them. These are used for the tutorial buttons. It's fun. Anyways, um, Eustacer is asking for blueprint resources. Unfortunately, I learned Unreal Engine back in the UDK days, and when Unreal Engine 4 came around, I watched some videos then, but those tutorials are hopelessly outdated now, so I don't feel comfortable recommending them. So the answer is I don't know. I couldn't tell you, unfortunately. Sorry to say. Because I learned like years and years ago at this point. Okay, so we got the prompt. That the person who got countered can't see, which is good. I pretend I do not see it, as someone so eloquently said. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Alrighty, cakes. So now we need to actually do the visceral boost, which is already coded in. I just need to have it work on karts. So let me find where that code is and expand it a little bit. I think it's visceral boost. Okay, so basically it's when you run into an enemy, and by enemy I mean a Bloodborne PSX enemy, right? Just like one of the random Yarnamites hanging out on the track. So we're gonna expand this to do cart. If you hit a cart, Leech for Brain is asking how I'm getting the visual scripting. They're called blueprint classes, so just you make an actor if you're in a blueprint supported project. I think they all are. Make a new actor, open it up, and it should just default to a blueprint unless you make a C++ class here, right? That would open up Visual Studio. Also, Mikolash just running, absolutely. I'm not sure if that would be a drivable cart, but that might be a unique boss encounter. That's an idea that's being tossed around. I don't want, like I said, I don't want to commit to anything right now, or promise anything right now. Anyway, so cart. Oh, it's the game mode. Silly me. Casted a cart pawn, not the cart. The Bloodborne Kart game mode. No. Oh, come on. Okay, cool. Cart. All right, so let's get is countered. If you are hit and you're countered, we should just trigger the visceral boost, right? That's visceral boost target. This should just no, it's not Lilith. Oh my golly! Why is the visceral boost target an enemy and not just the generic actor? Baka. Oh, past Lilith, you're awful. Making things so difficult for future Lilith. Oh my gosh. It doesn't. Okay, I'm just gonna do a naughty and just set it to actor, and it's gonna yell at me. Hopefully, it doesn't cause any problems. Are we good? Oh, well, let's fix all these errors now. Cast to So basically, the visceral boost target can be both an enemy, a Bloodborne PSX enemy, or a cart pawn. Um, so I just, this is really messy. So I'm not gonna get into every single detail. I just need to fix these problems. Where the heck is visceral boost target, anyways? Is in power ups? What? Okay, so let's make a new category. What's it in power ups? Called visceral boost. Organization is important, chat. Oh, Caffey's asking if there's gonna be a campaign. That's the idea. Yeah, there's gonna be some like unique boss races, or I don't even know what we call them, boss encounters. There might be some like just to, like defeat all enemies in an arena, all like Bloodborne PSX enemies in an arena in a set amount of time, or a score system. I don't know, but that's the idea. Yeah, on top of normal races, right? All right, so this is just actor rotation. So right now, basically, the visceral boost only works on enemies, Bloodborne PSX enemies. I need to convert this code to work with, um, I need to convert this to work with carts, both carts and enemies at the same time, which requires some step to change. Why am I setting? That's strange. I'm going to disconnect that for now. My game's scope is being complemented, but like I said, there's a chance that that's not going to happen. I might cut it back significantly. Bloodborne PSX was originally going to end at Vicar Amelia, and I had to cut that, and the Cathedral Ward, right? So we'll see, we'll see. Anyways, so convert this to just be Blood Trail. This is just gonna be Blood Trail. Scope creep is rude, and I don't like it. Says Super Panda, and I totally agree. What's going on here? If the enemy's health is greater than 0, spawn a Blood Trail because they're dead. And if it's not, got it. Okay, so this will need to be actually So this will be exclusive to running over an enemy. A Bloodborne PSX enemy, not a cart. It's fine. Okay, so Eustace asked, do you think now that the indie devs are being more open to adopt a PSX style to the games instead of only pixel art? I think that has been a trend for a while. Just PSX going the way of pixel art in terms of it being retro and easier. So I think that's I think that is currently happening, and it's great to see. And it's great to see it happen more and more. And Kathy is asking if that is a generational thing, and yeah, I think it is. I think that's absolutely it. As the people who grew up on PS1 or grew up in that era, grow up and develop nostalgia for it. Is that generational, or is it just the time between PSX coming out and now is now long enough for nostalgia to kick in? I guess it's that's the same thing, I guess. Generational is a time difference, and so is just a time difference. So the argument can be made either way, but it is happening now because of time, I guess. That's the answer to both. But anyways, let's get back to this. Anyway, so if you are in a countable state, sorry, if you're not in a counterable state and the enemy gets hit, do nothing. But this has to be done while boosting, so we need to get who's boosting, because you can only trigger a visceral boost while you're boosting, right? I feel like that makes sense. So if the enemy is hit while, like, run over while in a counterable state, but the player is not boosting, don't do anything. But if you are, set the visceral boost target, and then I'm just going to bypass all these checks, which is exclusive to Bloodborne PSX enemies and not karts, and go straight into what? Okay, and go straight to the visceral boost code. And let's see how many bugs we get. Probably a couple. Let's actually hit the cart. All right, already got one. Place found at location. The location is determined by... Oh, yeah, that's fine. Super Panda, that is a great saying. What is it? If the process of debugging is removing bugs and the process of programming is adding bugs. That is very wise. So true, bestie, as they say on Twitter.com. All right, so that's not good. Oh, this is going to be a bit of a pain to. What is going on here? Why am I spawn? Oh, I'm in the air, right? Okay. All right, Super Panda. OOMF or oomph stands for one of my followers. So oomphy is one of my followers. E. Oh heck yeah, that's a fucking visceral. Let's do that again. Oh, there's a bug. Let's fix that. Super Panda, yes. Why is it? Was it a get none? Access none. Trying to read property visceral prompt ref. Why? Is it? Yeah. Why is this access none? All right, I'm just gonna turn this off. Also, I like the petition to just call programming, rename programming to bugging. That's hard. That's a you really gotta land that hit. What's that? I guess I'm just doing this valid check. Excuse me. Oh, that's awesome. That feels very good. This is wrong though. Here we go. That's really difficult to hit though. Huh. I swear I hit you when I was boosting. I must not be. I'm totally hitting you while boosting. What's happening there? Have you tried Elden Ring yet? I played a couple hours. No, I don't have to have an opinion. I've been so distracted. Um, Advertisements on the track would be fun. Coffee. But once again, I don't want to promise anything. Cassette Blue is complimenting the music. Absolutely. The music's by Evelyn Lark. Check it out. At the Noble Demon on Twitter. And I just visceral boosted off the track, which is great. I'm sure that's not going to cause any problems in the future. It's not like in Bloodborne PSX you can use visceral attacks to get out of bounds too, right? Well, let's just print this. I'm just gonna print is boosting. Is the hit register? It's just not registering. Why is it not registering as a hit? Like I hit it, right? Let me just print. Why is that not registering as a hit? Fascinating. Interesting. Why is it not registered? Why is the hit component hit not? This is component begin overlap. What? How is this even working at all? Okay, here's hit. What the heck? Okay. Okay, let's transfer this code over to the correct part. What? Fascinating. Okay. Okie dokie. Come on. Golly, okay. Let's try this again. That's it turned me around, but that that's better. I felt like I was going crazy. Okay. I know putting a bunch of branches in a string like this is not in a row like this is not like professional. I don't care. Maybe I'll fix it later. Probably won't. Alrighty. Actually, we don't want. Delete this too. Whoa. Okay. All right, let's get this. Let's get a recording of that to. Where'd the cart go? Where's the. Hello, cart friend, where are you? Buddy? Where did I visceral them out of existence? Where'd you go? Oh. Where did where what? Where did the cart go? What? Are you like are uh-huh. All right. Okay. Um Did they just get yeeted out of existence? Where'd you go? All right, let's just print length. Silencing blank. Yeah, totally. All right, there's 2. Yeah, there's 2. Holy smokes. Okay. I mean, there's 2, and then after they get visceral, the game only registers 1. So there's definitely a faulty destroy actor going on somewhere. That is so funny. Oh, I think it's the visceral prompt. When I destroyed the visceral prompt, that's the only destroy actor I've made earlier today. So that must be it has to be disconnected. No, yeah, that's not right. Let's do a search for destroy actor. That's the only destroy. This. Fuck! Sorry. What is going on here? And you're just gone. This is so fascinating. I don't. Okay, hold on. There's a couple frames. Whoa. Beautiful frame, by the way. Let's just appreciate this frame. Um, oh! Did you see that? I think they're okay. I think you know what the problem is, but I just want to dig deeper. I think they're getting fired at a velocity so quickly that the game just deletes it. Visceral speed. Okay. It's a physics bug, basically. Havoc physics bug. We love in this house. We love Havoc physics bugs. So I think the issue is two things. One, there has to be a teleport somewhere where the spheres are overlapping each other, and then the Havoc physics makes it just shoot out violently. Two, I believe we're getting multiple visceral boosts happening multiple times during the animation, the visceral animation, instead of just once. So we're just going to print this and just say visceral boost apply. Set this for 1 billion seconds. No, it's just one. Okay. Why are you getting yeeted so hard? Regardless, we're going to do a do once here. No, that's not what's happening. Okay, we're doing an add actor world offset here. To push the cart forward. And that isn't causing the enemies, the Bloodborne PSX enemies, to yeet, but it is, I believe, this is what responsible. Let's try it. Ugh. Nope. Okay, that wasn't it. What is going on? The damage? We are pouring damage. So let's okay, well first off that's just wrong. It might be the damage applied here. Regardless, we shouldn't be applying damage. Applying a damage it shouldn't happen to carts. We're gonna get to the bottom of this chat. Fascinating. Where do you go? We're applying 999 damage. I think that's it. Because a visceral boost should just will always kill an enemy, but that shouldn't happen to a cart. Yeah, so all these damage nodes only apply to Bloodborne PSX enemies. um, and not to karts, which is what I'm writing right here. Alrighty. Perfect. That was absolutely it. Okay. Now let us keep, I believe it's the 999 damage. So let's put this through. Yeah. Okay, cool. The problem is we no longer cut through them. So we get stuck. But I can write an exception here. So basically the visceral boost target is cut on set. Oh, AI card pawn. Baka. All right, get sphere. So this will cause the cart to fall through the floor. But that's fine, just to test, just to make sure that we'll punch through it. Okay. So we want to disable collision just for one channel, which is pawn. We want to set pawn collision to ignore because the card's a pawn, and then we set pawn collision back to block all, so the cards will properly bounce off of each other. But we want cards to pass through a card that just got visceral attacked, visceral boosted. Alrighty, so I think that's it. Do I turn this debugging off? Now, what we're going to do is, I'm actually not going to use is in a visceral state or is counterable. We are instead just going to yeah. So basically, we're just gonna get the parameters and trigger it there. So if you're hit with a bullet while you're boosting or drifting, trigger the countered state. That's basically it. Okay. What? Oh, right. Doi. Okay, so now we're gonna do some actual race stuff. And actually, what we're gonna do, I've been meaning to do this for a while, but to extend the boost time. 0.8. Let's do 1.6. Or 0.3. Golly. Let's do 0.8. Yeah. I'm just tweaking the boosting right now. Okay, I think that's good. No, it's not. What's going on? I believe I'm using the wrong sound effect. There we go. Cool. All right. So boost is now longer, which is what I've wanted for a long time, and that will make visceraling easier. That'll make countering easier. And boosting is more fun because it's longer. So I feel like that's a win-win for everyone. We'll see if the mess is balanced though, but I don't think so. We're also going to activate AI kart boosting because I did disable that for testing purposes. So let's plug that back in. And let's see if we can just do a track with a race and see if I can grab some counters. Okie dokie. And this will I'll probably also be attempting to record to get some counters for the Twitter thread. If I don't get stuck on this statue. Oh yeah. You know what? We're gonna add is an air to also trigger a counter. So basically, if you shoot an enemy out of the air, that'll also give you a counter. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see if I keep it. Boosting and drifting makes sense, like using Bloodborne logic. So like that feels like that makes more sense than just is in the air. So I'm going to remove it. yeah, that makes less sense. Just boosting and drifting. All right, now we're gonna do like 20 takes to get a good clip of me getting a couple visceral, or a couple couple visceral boosts. All right, take two. Let's go. Their props aren't going away. Why aren't their props going away? I think it's because I didn't. Hold on. Where is that? Oh right, I disconnected it for debugging purposes and forgot to plug it back in. Don't scare me like that, past Lilith. Golly, okay. Ugh. Let us keep going. And another take. Dang it, I missed. And we're trying again. This is a lot of development, is just getting some good clips for the thread. Dango! That would have been perfect. Dang it. And we're doing it again. Super Fan is asking where I got this chair. It was recommended to me. I forget what the name. I think it's just like type in like Kawaii gamer chair into your internet search of choice. And it'll probably show up. I got it for like $350. It was not bad. Dang it! I missed. Oh, I missed. Good enough. Let me edit that down. But that's a good enough video. All right, and let me post this one to the thread off screen for my safety. Okay, I think it's posted. All right, cool. That was kind of it for today, but I do want to see if I could squeeze one more thing out. Well, let's see. That might honestly be it. Might Owie. I'm thinking, Okay. I think we need some more feedback. So, just for debugging, but well, okay. I'm basically gonna make the auto lock target change to a different color when the auto lock target is either boosting or drifting. Because sometimes it's not the feedback of just looking at the cart and seeing if they're drifting or boosting is not as immediate as I would like it to be. So I'm gonna make the auto lock visual change. And obviously the final results will be something else. But just to get the same point across, I'm going to change the color of the current debug visual. Or maybe I should just do the auto lock, the actual icon. But let's hold on. Let's just so this should be specific. That should be the last thing I do. Yeah, so soft lock on actor. Cast a card pawn. We'll put this to variable. More bugging to finish off this stream. Debug. Poor Nick. My poor Nicky. So if you locked onto an enemy, that's fine, I don't care. But if you lock onto a cart, get is boosting. And get is drifting. Do an or. Please, okay. Some buggin's good for the soul, says Super Panda. Super Panda is so correct. So valid. Is valid returns true. What color should the visceral be? It doesn't matter. I'll make it red. Or yellow, I guess. I'm like yellow today. Yellow's a good debug color. Yeah, it's the warning color, not the error color. Grabs your attention. Red is error. That's what red means. Yellow to me in debugging language, yellow is like an exclamation point. Okay, so our lock-on color should change. An enemy is in it. There we go. So you can see it's turning yellow now. So it's blue, and then it's yellow when they're in a visceral state. And that already makes it significantly easier. Maybe too easy, but it would be super easy to turn off, right? Hi. Get in front of players and just slam the brakes. They always get stuck on those. Yeah, that makes it way easier. Also, the lock-on sphere is still way too big. Let me shrink it down again, but not as small as it used to be. I do think it was too small. The lock-on range. So thinking here. Raziel71 is asking the difficulty of a certain Unreal Engine compared to Unity. I don't have enough experience in Unity to give you a solid answer, unfortunately. I'm mostly primarily just Unreal Engine. Just couldn't tell you. I've dabbled in Unity for like, I'm gonna say under 100 hours, probably way under that. Unreal Engine, I'm probably at like a couple 10,000s at this point. So we want to get okay. So what we're gonna do is do the actual lock on visual. No more debugging. So that'll be player UI. This uses the same UI as the Bloodborne PSX UI, the exact same. I'm just altering it. Not the crosshair. Actually, we could use the crosshair. We can use the lock on for the actual lock and the crosshair for the predict. I like that a lot. I'm actually going to do that. Okay. So, lock on, how do you work? Raziel, primarily self-taught. I mean, I took a course in college, but that was for UDK, and I didn't really learn much. For context, I'm a dropout. I just dropped out and self-taught myself because it was pointless. So I'm just going to declare 0 for now. All right, so I'm just converting some existing code to work with a pawn, the lock code. We'll see if this works. We'll see if this works. Well, an actor should just be an actor? Yes. See you later, Edelweiss. Glad you had fun. I'm always nervous with streaming code because I'm afraid it's boring, but people seem to enjoy it, so that's good. Adel, thank you. Edelweiss. All right, so oh, there's spoilers in here. Where are we getting? Where's this getting set? In main character. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, so So we just do the same thing in cart. So we need to have a function, find correct lock-on candidate. Soft lock-on actor, and then we're going to get our UI reference. We're going to get lock-on, and we're going to set lock-on actor true. And wherever it's set to false, we're going to also set the lock-on actor in the lock-on widget to false. I think there's just two. Yeah. If an enemy dies or if an enemy gets out of range. A lock-on enemy dies or a lock-on enemy gets out of range. Those are the 2 times this turned out. What changes the visibility value? So that changes the reference, but what changes when the lock-on actor is visible or not? There's what, 7 references? Let's go through all of them. Must be set somewhere else then. Here we go. So this is in main character. So the visibility is set in here. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Okay, so we'll do the same thing for cart pawn. Need to be set to testable. Right? Yes. Hidden and hidden. Okay. Let's see how this looks. Fingers crossed. Okay, well, first off, it should only be happening with the gun, but it looks like it's correct. Alrighty, so that's not good. I know exactly why this is bad. So right now we're just going to connect this. I'm sure I'll forget about this, and this will cause me to be lost and confused for a couple hours in like 4 months, but whatever. I'm really sorry to hear that. Oh, let me disable what? Oh, cart pawn ref is not. being set, of course. Get lock on. Set cart pawn rep. Okay. Which is set. Okay. Okay. Oh, and um also only want it to be visible when the current power up right now is the Hunter's Pistol. Hmm. Okay, so we'll need to expand this a little bit. We're going to actually go to we're going to expand our current power up spreadsheet struct. I'm going to call display lock on visual. So that would be determined on the power up side. So once again, for example, the Whirligig wheels would not use the lock on visual, right? But Molotovs, minigun, all that stuff would. Speaking of throwable power ups, are going to be fun. Those will probably just lock. No, Molotov. We'll see. So, anyways, we're gonna get display lock on visual. So if they're if the current power up has display lock on visible to true, we're gonna set the lock on to be visible. Oh my gosh! Please don't cry. For some reason, the hide unconnected pins button just all right. Let's keep going. Gaming dot zip. All right, let's see what the damage is. I don't think I saved in a sec. No, we're good. Okay. We are good. So we're not going to press that button. Display lock on visual. Okay. So use power up. We want to do inventory pickup. So if you pick up a target, if you pick up a power up that uses a lock on visual, we're going to check if the soft lock on actor is valid. And if it is, just tidying up. If it is, we're going to just copy this honestly. Set hue to visible, I believe. Yes. Okay. And then under use power up, we have update power up. Okay. I'm trying to find the remove power up functionality. I forget where I have it. Remove power up. Okay. Then under remove power up, we're going to get current power up. Break. And if the display lock on visual is on, if true, we are going to set it to be hidden and then clear the current power up cache, or clear the current power up to be an empty power up. Excuse me. Okay. I think we're good. Let's test it though. And let's turn off the visuals. Oh, golly. That was a big sneeze. Oh, shoot. I'm so sorry, chat. Okay, so here's the lock. So now we're going to go back and change the lock on color. It's just a multiply, right? Heck yeah. Should be yellow. What would be... Or would it be red? But like red's not that visible color. Well, whatever. Let's plug it in. Cart counter color. The cart counter color. Kind of alliteration. Technically not, but it sounds like it. Alright. Get inside. Or yeah. No. Cap to or yeah, do overwhelm. Okay, I gotta do like 3 checks. I'm trying to figure out which one to do first. Alright, so it's valid. Cast to cart pawn. Get soft lock. Soft lock on actor. Soft lock on actor is valid. Cast to cart pawn. I'll talk to you later. Okay, and then we get is and get is drifting. Or okay, so all these need to return. So if any of this verification process is false, set on to be white. And then if not, we just do 2. Not, we'll do a select here. We'll just do a branch. Wait. Branches are more friendly than selects. Make you red, I guess. Red does not feel like visual attack to me. Well, we'll see how it feels. I love colors. Okay, so sorry for being so snipply, chat. All right, I think we're good. So let me just get a recording for the thread. Take 2. Take 3. Take 4. Okay, I'll stop counting. Ah, I missed. Oh, I missed. Okay, we're editing it. Okay, let me get this posted. All right, that's posted. But I think that's it. Let me turn off my background music and turn on audio, just so y'all can hear the final result. Let me know how audio mixing is, but yeah, let's just do some laps. Oh, and look at that. The lock-on's already messed up. But you know why? Because it's only mapped to work at 4.3. Anyways. So we'll just play at 4.3 for now. Can't hear it, huh? Let me crank it. How about now? Awesome. The song is so good, isn't it? Evelyn did such a good job. I love this song so much. It's on my way. Actually, kind of like I'm like saving my boosts for the Visceral, or else I'd normally be boosting right now. So it's kind of cool that like there's a decision now. You are stuck. They always get stuck on that. Let's do another one. Yeah, on Spotify. Sorry, I missed that. I was too busy doing some sick tricks. Enemies are still way too easy, unfortunately. Thanks for the follow. For dropping by. Alright. Well, that obviously works. So, I'm gonna go end the stream here. We just hit 4 hours, so that's good. That's a good day of work. So yeah, I will walk that person. Yeah, so thank you so much for hanging out. This is a pretty fun stream, and we got a lot done. And yeah, so maybe I'll stream more in the future. I say that every time, and then I don't. So like, I don't want to promise anything, but yeah, I had a really good time. So I'll see you all when I see you all. Peace.